everybody can see it, you can feel it, you can know it. And there's some different wild cards, though. A lot of people are still self-sufficient. There's so much stored up old wealth in the middle class. There's guns. There's a lot of counties and cities that are under the control of real Americans still. There's a lot of people in the military and the police establishment and the bureaucracy that understand what's happening. We're not going to be as easy as Mexico or Brazil or Nigeria or Indonesia. It is not going to be as easy. Now, the system is going to stage terror attacks, and they're getting ready with the preparatory phase with 60 Minutes and all these other shows saying those that don't like the Federal Reserve are cop killers, look out, they're going to blow stuff up. Oklahoma City's coming. So they're already pre-scripting with the soccer moms and folks, hey, there's McVeighs everywhere, they're about to bomb you. So that as the real Americans, as this implosion accelerates, stand up and get more credibility. 90% of warfare is psychological. The globalists have no qualms. They're beyond evil. They will trigger events knowing we've got the moral high ground to be blamed on us. And you need to understand, it's not the helicopters, the tanks. Most of the people in the helicopters and tanks are on our side. And that's evidenced by the different surveys that have been done. Will you fire on Americans? Evidenced by Ron Paul getting the most political contributions of anybody. In fact, the majority from serving military. Last cycle, and it's already starting up this time. The problem is that, see, I can get in the globalist mindset. If you study warfare theory, you've got to study the enemy's operations, their tricks, what's worked best for them. You've got to become them. And that's how I can become the enemy in my mind, war game from their position. I do this when I'm driving. I do this when I lay at bed at night. Then I can tell exactly what they'll do. And I'm not giving them ideas. They've done this before. They'll stage massacres of cops, military, to try to really get them fired up. Well, we'll get those patriots. They like to target federal buildings that'll have a daycare in them. That's why Oklahoma City was chosen. And that's what came out in sworn affidavits. McVeigh, who thought he was setting up patriots, got mad when they picked one with the daycare center and threw a fit, went rogue, and they definitely then decided, if he wasn't already the patsy, that he was the guy they were going to burn at that point when he said, I'm not going to blow up kids. They said, well, you just don't get this, do you, pal? And, of course, Operation Gladio in Italy in the 70s and early 80s, declassified CIA ran stage bombings of school buses and things like that, because there's nothing better on a newscast than some bloody kids in a fireman's arms. So we outnumber the globalists hundreds to one conservatively, but they still can play the dirty tricks, and the public is still somewhat naive enough to buy it. And I just want you to understand what we're going into. And I want you to know what's happening. There are some real ultra-low intensity attacks that are carried out always by people who have been assessed by the government psychologist on staff at the prisons. Then when they're released, they'll even release them early. They have a handler that comes in and tries to trick the low IQ, mentally ill person to go out and try to bomb something. But they're so stupid that they're never, ever really to carry out a big attack. And that's even come out last year in the news. The FBI in 8 different cases set up people, created the groups, tried to get them to carry out attacks, but they're so dumb they can't, generally. That's why the globalists will have to go with real attacks, or they'll hire a fence group. You know, they'll fence it through a group like the Weathermen, which later came out were government operatives, and that's why Bill Clinton pardoned even some of the patsies who had bombed police stations and things like that, and killed cops and blinded cops. I mean, just look at these headlines today. Bill Clinton calls for Internet Ministry of Truth for a government agency to counter Internet lies and be able to shut down websites in the U.S. Bill Clinton will tell us what the truth is. He's so truthful. And Ron Paul says U.S. may try to occupy Pakistan. Well, absolutely. That's ongoing. Bin Laden's latest audio tape praises globalist engineered fake revolutions. And I was just watching Obama at a press conference during the last break. He said the people are rising up against tyranny, rising up for their rights in these Arab nations. And in Syria, in Libya, and in Egypt, in every case it's now admitted that these groups, the Muslim Brotherhood and Al-Qaeda-affiliated groups, were openly funded by the State Department and sent in. And here's the latest bin Laden tape that they got from the rat hole, supposedly, and it's praising the revolutions. And they've been proven to release all these fake audio tapes and videotapes before, but just magically it praises it, now giving it the Al-Qaeda seal of approval for these groups, so the globalists can even stir up a horde of organic people to basically use like patsies against others. And so here's bin Laden and Obama agreeing with each other and saying how great these revolutions are and how great freedom fighters they are and how it needs to be supported. So bin Laden's saying, oh, you're great, and so is Obama. Obama's saying, oh, you're great. And there's now intel coming out that they may use their Taliban al-Qaeda groups in Pakistan to try to overthrow that government. Kind of like they used them in '53 against the Iranians. You got to love it.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. The earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear disaster that killed thousands of Japanese citizens is nothing compared to the devastation that could be caused by hyperinflation that will soon hit the United States and could lead to millions of Americans becoming homeless, all caused by the devalued U.S. dollar. While the mainstream media continues to ignore inflation, our friends at the National Inflation Association provide a free weekly newsletter that educates Americans to the facts and truth about the U.S. economy and inflation. I urge you to sign up at the NIA's free newsletter at www.inflation.us to learn how you can not only survive, but prosper during the upcoming hyperinflation crisis. Silver has more than doubled since the NIA declared silver the best investment for the next decade on inflation.us. The NIA's team of expert economists are happy to answer any economic questions you have about inflation, debt, currencies, real estate, precious metals, and commodities. Visit inflation.us to learn the economic truth that the mainstream media ignores.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Ooh, Lordy, my trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, my trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy.
Here's another psychological warfare example. Headline reads, "Panic at Minnesota airport when TSA conducts drill and doesn't tell police." Or other headlines, "Panic at high school when police don't tell teachers or students it's a hostage-taking drill." They don't ever want to announce these to create the psychological fear and the perception in the community that there are real terrorists threatening you. Okay? And I was just watching more of Obama's speech that's ongoing. Every time Bush or Obama is launching a new anti-terror initiative, Al-Qaeda releases text or videos or generally audio agreeing with whatever they're saying, agreeing with global warming being real, saying how great the rebels are that are globalist-backed, going along with the official story, just like Al-Qaeda came out on a message board. Oh, somebody said on a message board that bin Laden is dead, and it's true. And just like Obama said, it's all true. I mean, it's so ridiculous. And then I get emails, and I see comments on our YouTube videos saying, oh, Alex, what do you got to say now? You're discredited. Al-Qaeda has come out and admitted he's dead. Oh, really? On a message board? Really? I mean, I could go on some Arabic message board and say that I was Santa Claus and that I admit to coming down people's chimneys at night. Is the Associated Press going to run with headlines with it? And coming up in the next hour, ahead of our guest, I'm going to spend a lot of time on the economy. I'm going to spend a lot of time on Iran and Pakistan and the fact that more and more the Pentagon is moving towards a full-out occupation of Pakistan. Ron Paul's now warning that's the scuttlebutt in Congress. That video and press release is up on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. Ron Paul, U.S. may try to occupy Pakistan. But speaking of hoaxes, this is a classic tactic. The media will come out and say, everyone knows Alex Jones is discredited, or everyone knows Ron Paul's discredited. Everyone knows the moon is made of Swiss cheese. And Esquire, which I've noticed is the particular mouthpiece of the White House for Democratic White Houses attacking people and putting out disinfo, breaking. Jerome Corsi's birther book pulled from shelves. And they put this out yesterday from one of their news reporters, Breaking Politics section, saying that Joseph Farah had cussed out Dr. Jerome Corsi, that he'd called all the bookstores and said, recall them, voluntarily send them back to me. I'm having them destroyed. Contact WorldNet Daily. We'll give you your money back, which is a form of economic warfare on one front, trying to bankrupt the hundreds of thousands of copies that are out there, by the way, selling quite well, to create the illusion and the idea that it's being recalled so that it's that discredited thing. This is targeting people that aren't really paying attention. And the news picked it up for a few hours. Oh, book recalled, discredited. That's like the New York Post saying Jesse Ventura had backed off of his claim that bin Laden had been dead for years. We got Ventura on. He said, I never said that. Where's the source? There was no source. This is thinking of you as an idiot. This is insulting your intelligence. And so it's meant to bankrupt them. It's meant to create the illusion that they're discredited. And Farah came out and said this is absolutely made up. And he's going to have to sue them now. He has to. He's been economically damaged, big time. He's got to get his honor. And they panicked yesterday evening after this being up all day, or up for a long time, and came out and said, it's satire. See? That's because the White House is scared of this birth certificate issue. We're going to break it down.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
Have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the G.